All right, let's see. This video is going to be probably all over the place. What else is new? Most of my videos where I just talk are. So this video I thought about doing quite a while ago, and then I just kind of never really felt like doing it, especially like early on in pregnancy. I was just trying to be as positive as possible, and I feel like this one might, I don't know, not that it's necessarily going to be really negative, but there's just some things in it that probably will be. So, and I have no idea why I decided to film it right now. I'm actually so tired. Like, if my eyes look bloodshot, I'm just like refusing to lay down and nap today for some reason. I just don't want to. So it's kind of just gonna be, oops, I just moved my camera. Cool. It's sitting on a bar stool right now because I was too lazy to get my tripod out. So the video is kind of gonna be just me like chatting about how I got pregnant, what I think worked, stuff like that. So I don't know, I'm just gonna start talking because I don't really know how to explain what I'm gonna talk about. I'm just gonna talk about it. So one of the hard things about me finding out that I was pregnant is since like these videos have been all about my infertility and things that we were doing to try to get pregnant, and then my Instagram, Grizzle Growth Instagram correlates with that. Since I found out that I was pregnant, I've gotten so many messages from people saying, what did you do? Asking if there's any tips that I can give for them, what I think to work, like what meds did I try, what did I eat, what did I do different, like what vitamins did I take? And that's been really hard because honestly, I don't have like just a straightforward answer for anyone. And so that's why I wanted to make this video, just to kind of cover that stuff. Yeah. So anyway, it's hard to talk about that, and it's hard for me to reply to people. I always do. But it's hard for me to reply to people because like I have been that girl, and I was that girl not long ago at all. And I know the feeling of, you know, seeing someone get pregnant and just thinking, you know, oh my God, what did she do? Maybe if I do that, it will work for me. And so it's just, I don't know, it's like a weird kind of topic. So I thought I would just talk about like how I got pregnant, because if you're wondering, and if you don't want to go back and watch all of my other videos about like my whole story and everything, I'll just kind of briefly cover it here and then give you my thoughts on like other people asking me for advice on how to get pregnant, because it's really strange. So let's see. I don't really know where to start with like how I got pregnant or what we tried. I guess just the beginning. So we tried to get pregnant on our own naturally for a while. Maybe that's obvious. And it didn't work. So then we tried Clomid, and that didn't work. We tried an at-home conception aid called the Stork, or the Stork OTC maybe is what it is. That didn't work. Then I started thinking that it was maybe something to do with like something going on in my body or my husband's body that just like was off. So we changed our diets. We were vegan for a while. We did juicing. I had my thyroid checked and all that kind of stuff, and all that came back fine. I think I was vegan and juicing for like around a year or close to it. And when you're trying to get pregnant, it's kind of like a touchy thing changing your diet, because especially to vegan, because you really want to make sure that you're getting enough iron. And I was not getting enough iron, and so it was just messing up my cycles. So anyway, I stopped that. And then we tried, I tried doing like this, I think it was called what the heck was it called? Some like cleanse type of thing, another like dietary thing. It was like a lemon juice. This fertility doctor was doing like an online how to get pregnant course or whatever. So Sorry, I'm probably gonna have to stop so many times to burp. Anyway, so I tried that. I think it was called the lemon drink. Yeah, and basically it was just like a drink that you had every day that was like an antioxidant and like really good for you, and it had like sunflower lecithin and lecithin, I can't remember how to say it, and lemon and what else, some other stuff, I don't know. Basically it's like, if you've been trying to get pregnant for a while, you know what I mean, but like you just get to a point where you just will try anything and think that anything could be it. Like, oh, maybe if I just work out more, that will work. Or maybe I'm working out too much, or maybe I'm eating too much sugar, or, you know, you just start thinking like all this crazy stuff because, yeah, you're just grasping at anything, you know? So I was totally there. Let's see, what else did we do? We did, already said Clomid. Well, we did Clomid again, and it didn't work. And that's when we realized that my body hated it. And then like kind of in the process of this, I was starting to think that maybe I had endometriosis. That's a huge long story. I won't get into that. But anyway, I did have endometriosis. So I had the surgery for that. And then a few months after I was healed, I tried Clomid again. So not 3 times, just 2 times. That was the same time I was just talking about. And it didn't work. And that's when we realized that my body hated Clomid. And I ended up with a cyst from that cycle. And we were planning on doing an IUI with that, and we weren't able to because of the cyst. That got canceled. So then we tried our first IUI with Femara. Didn't work. And then we tried another IUI with Femara as well, and a trigger shot. And what ultimately ended up working for me was going to a different doctor, a fertility doctor here, and he changed the protocol just a little bit for our IUI, and we decided to try it one last time, so a 3rd time before moving on to anything else, or we were gonna do IVF and see if it worked. So the 3rd time actually is what worked for us, and what worked for me was I did Gonal-F injections along with a trigger shot, and that's what worked for me. I ended up getting 3, possibly a 4th follicle that cycle, and that's the one that got me pregnant, and that was, I'm 22 weeks today, so 22 weeks ago. That's crazy. So since announcing that I was pregnant, like I said, I've gotten so many people asking me like, hey, I saw you did IUI, what meds did your doctor put you on, because mine put me on this, and just asking me all these kind of questions. And like, obviously I'm not a doctor and all I can do is tell you like from just my experience what I went through and like what worked for me, what didn't work for me. But there isn't like an answer. Like I can't say, hey, take this vitamin and it will definitely help you get pregnant, or hey, do an IUI the same way I did and it's gonna work for you. Like everybody's different, and that is the thing that's so hard, is that looking at other people and what they did that worked for them really like doesn't mean anything for you, you know, because everybody's so different. The only thing I think that is worth looking at is like it just kind of maybe like if you see this woman that got pregnant, or like say me that got pregnant, and what the methods that I used that worked, it might just make you more aware of other options, or just make you have questions to ask your doctor to see if those things will work for you. Because yeah, I think that's the only good thing about it, instead of like comparing or trying to think like, oh, maybe if I do that it'll work for me. Just talk to your doctor about it. Yeah, so the thing that this is what I like cannot answer, is that question, like what worked for you. I can tell you what I did to get pregnant, which is what I just did, but I can't tell you what it was that like necessarily worked, if that makes sense. You know, I don't know if it was the change in meds. I don't know if it was just pure science. I don't know if it was luck. I don't know if it was that the trigger shot was 36 hours instead of a different time when I did it before. I don't know if it just happened to be my body that month producing better quality eggs. That's just the thing, is like, I don't know for sure. So honestly, all I can say is that I really think that your best bet if you're struggling to get pregnant is to just keep trying different things. I think people get stuck in a rut of like just doing the same thing over and over and over, and it's kind of like that saying, like, if nothing changes, nothing changes. I feel like it's kind of like that when you're doing fertility treatments. So like, for instance, when I was doing the IUIs, we did 3 of them, and each time we did something different. And then after the 3rd one, we were gonna move on to something else, because it's like, how many times are you gonna try the same thing before your chances just actually start going down of it working, you know? I don't think I have heartburn, but it's just like, I can't breathe, and I keep wanting to burp, and like, I don't know why. Oh, probably because I'm pregnant. Yeah, so I feel so bad for anyone that is still trying to get pregnant and looks at me and goes, oh my God, she got pregnant. Like, what can I do? You know, I'm gonna message her and like ask her. I don't feel like bad for them, but I feel bad like simply because I don't have like an answer that's gonna work for everybody. All I can do is like just give you my experience and maybe make you think of some questions that you should ask your doctor, maybe some things that I went through that you're having like similarities with. Like maybe you might think you have endometriosis and your doctor hasn't even asked you about it and you guys haven't discussed it. Maybe I can give you some insight to bring it up with your doctor and see if maybe that's something you should look into. Things like that, but I can't say, you know, step by step, like, here, do this and it'll work. I wish I could, like, I really wish I could. But honestly, it was just, I don't know, it just happened for us, the 3rd IUI, and we had changed, like I said, everything that cycle. So it could have been any number of the things that we did, or it could have been a combination of everything all together worked. It could have just been, my first 2 IUIs, I only had 2 follicles, and this one, like I said, I had 3 and possibly a 4th that was mature by the day that we did it. So maybe I just needed that many eggs to get my 1 baby out of it. Yeah, it's just kind of a weird thing. It's kind of a weird question for me to answer. So to kind of tie in with that, something that drives me absolutely crazy, and I am so guilty of like playing right into it, is there are so many doctors, I wanted to say doctors, but again, they are real doctors, that have like YouTube channels or have books or have programs or online things saying like, get pregnant fast, or, you know, do this to improve your fertility. I cannot stand that stuff because it's like just taking such advantage of these poor women that want to get pregnant so bad and will just do anything and pay money for this stuff that, like, honestly, you guys, like, it's not gonna work, or there's no guarantee it's gonna work. And it's like, I think you just need to do it more personally with like your own doctor and your own body, and not try all this like online stuff of like, use this oil, use this position, like all that kind of stuff is just like, it's such a waste of time. And yeah, there's going to be some few people where those things are gonna work for them, but it's just gonna happen to work for them. Like, it's just gonna be luck, or it's just gonna be their body. Like, it's not something that, yeah, I don't know. That stuff drives me crazy. So, you know, if you're following some person online that says, you know, get pregnant quick, here's my steps on how to get pregnant, like, just don't even buy into that, because they don't know you and they don't know your body, and like, it's gonna be just probably frustrating for you, because I did those type of things and it was frustrating for me, and it just kind of puts you more and more into the space of like, oh my gosh, this didn't work, maybe if I try this, oh, it didn't work, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try, like, you just like, I don't know, I think it just gets to an unhealthy place. I think you just need to do it with your doctor, and if you don't like your doctor, or you're not comfortable with them, or you feel like they don't answer your questions, or don't listen to your questions, or don't listen to your concerns, or don't take you seriously if you tell them you think you have a disease or something like that, just look for a different doctor. Don't be afraid to look for a different doctor. I had to do that. Yeah, I saw a couple of doctors that, like, one of them, anyway, okay, I won't even get into that, but I had to go through a couple, well, 3 different doctors until I found someone that kind of put me more on the right path. So I don't know what else I can say about that. I don't know, this video is so weird. Like, I don't really know what to even like call it or anything. It's just kind of like, I wanted you guys to know what I did to get pregnant is not going to be necessarily what works for you. And so I can tell you what I did, and I can give you, you know, my opinions and my experience on things that helped me, things that didn't work for me, things I asked my doctor that maybe you can ask your doctor, but I can't tell you really anything else in that. I hope that makes sense. I really do. I don't really know how else to explain it. All right, well, I think that might be it. I just wanted to kind of get that off my chest. I mean, I could go into a lot more detail about it, but that's basically the gist of it. And I hope that's maybe a little bit helpful, or yeah, I don't know. I hope it's helpful, and I hope it makes sense. And I hope that if you're still trying to get pregnant, I'm not taking away any hope that you might have, because that's absolutely not my intention at all. All I'm trying to do is say that don't compare, Henry, don't move my camera. Don't compare what you're going through to other people's, and don't get so hung up on if something worked for someone else that it will work for you, or if something worked for someone else that it hasn't worked for you. Don't get frustrated by that, just because everybody is so different. And it's just, that's the crazy thing about the whole getting pregnant process, is you think it's going to be easy, and you think our bodies are just going to do what they're supposed to do, and like everybody's kind of the same in that way, and that's just not the case. And sometimes it takes a really long time to figure that out. Just keep trying things and just keep moving forward. And even in the hardest of times, and even as frustrated as you might feel, or angry or sad, if you keep working towards it, if it's something you really want and it's meant to be, it will happen. Because look, I'm sitting here, let's see, like a year ago, I was moody every day, just like so down and mad and depressed, and every day was just like so bummed out that I couldn't get pregnant. And here I am now, 22 weeks pregnant, and I still can't believe it. And so I'm just trying to appreciate it, because sometimes, as with all pregnancies, you just don't feel very good. And then I think back like, man, I am like so different now that I've been pregnant. Last year and years prior, I was just like all over the place. My emotions were crazy. And now I feel like, which is kind of weird, because usually people that are pregnant are like emotional. I feel like I used to just be so up and down going through infertility, and now my emotions have just like leveled out, and I'm just kind of like chill all the time. I don't know, it's kind of nice. Maybe this is how I like normally would be. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, I think that's it. I don't really have anything else to say. If you have questions for me, you can send me a message or comment, or go to my Instagram and send me a message. I'm happy to help in any way that I can. But like I've said before, all I can give you is my experience. I think that's it. So I will be back on here sometime soon to talk about something. Thanks for listening to me chat and ramble for the last 20 minutes about weird things. Okay, bye. Oh, I didn't show my belly. Maybe I could show my belly. It's big. I'm 22 weeks today. I have this dress on. This is not a good angle. It looks even bigger. Wait, am I zoomed in? Wait. Belly. 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 Okay. Bye. Where's the freaking record button? Oh my god, how many times am I gonna burp in this video? Sorry, Henry, not you. You be a good boy. Yeah, you can't get up here right now. There's no room for you with my belly. Sorry. Where was I going with that? Oh, no, Henry, no. Hey, hey. Stop it. Come here. This is gonna be uncomfortable. Oh, can you see my dress? Don't look.